Welcome to the First and Goal podcast, the #1 podcast for player development, both on and off the field. I'm your host, Ken Blocker, and today we are doing the high school highlight with Coach Ed Brooks. Today's 3 stars are Javion Vines Holder, Noah Clark, Maurice Jackson. This is the First and Goal 365 podcast, and remember, don't compare, compete. What's going on, good people? It's your man, Coach Block. I am here at TDS Studios, and this is the First and Goal 365 podcast, the #1 podcast for player development, both on and off the field. And this is the high school highlight that we do with Coach Ed Brooks. So I wanted everybody to be aware of how this works. Coach Brooks and I try to do this bi-weekly. It's a lot. I understand, guys. We want to get everybody in. Just please hit us up, DM. I appreciate everybody who is DMing us and coaches and alike and giving us the players, but we try to do it bi-weekly. 1, to keep it fresh, and 2, so we don't get burnt out. I'm going to bring in my co-host that does this with me, Coach Brooks. What's going on, Coach Brooks? How you doing, sir?
Doing good. Hope you are, Coach Block. Always good to be back on the air.
Likewise, sir. Definitely feels good. And we have some playoff ball that we'll talk about in a minute. Because I got a question that, well, actually, I can ask the question now. Now that things have started to settle down and we got a good playoff picture of who's going in and who's not going in, do you have a pick? Do you have a team that you say coming from the East, not so much the West, but coming from the East, that this is the team that you think we'll see in the championship game?
My opinion from day one, and as we speaking now, my opinion is that Coach Rack and the Roseville Rams will be in the state championship game from the East.
Okay. And then what about like 3A, 2A?
3A, it's a toss-up. It could go possibly Southern Durham, Northern Nash, or Havelock. Okay. Cool. So also, I throw in there Burlington Williams.
Okay. All right. So we won't get those official playoff brackets until next week, because there still is one more week of play left because of the hurricane that hit the West. Things had gotten delayed at least 1 week. So for viewers and those alike, even myself that's curious about, are the brackets out yet? I don't think the official brackets are out quite yet, because we still got one more week of play. So we're going to jump straight into our high school highlights. We have 3 guys, and we have 2 coming from the same school, which will be Vance County. They got a win last night, and they have another game coming up against Enloe. And then we have a gentleman from Jordan who just got a conference championship. So we're going to jump straight into our first interview with Mr. Maurice Jackson from Vance County. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good.
How you doing, Maurice?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Good. So first question I ask everybody is, what's your GPA?
I have a 3.45 at the moment.
Congratulations on that 3.45. Second question, what position do you play or multiple positions do you play right now?
Right now I play defensive lineman mostly. Every once in a while they mix me in at fullback and offensive line, whatever they need me.
Okay. So with that versatility that you have, where do you see yourself playing in college, or what would you like to play in college?
Defensive line.
Defensive line?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The 1 technique, 3 technique?
I prefer the 3 tech, but I really don't have a preference. Well, I do have a preference. It's a 3 tech, but I don't really care.
Okay. Good. So let me ask you, with a GPA of 3.4, how do you maintain that and be able to be a solid student athlete? How are you able to balance the two, where you can be dominant on the field and also be dominant in the classroom?
So like me, I make sure I get all of my homework done before I even step out the school building for practice. All my homework, schoolwork, everything I need to get done is done. So I can focus on football.
That's good.
In school.
So I don't want you to be braggadocious, but you can damn sure be confident on this podcast. And what I mean, I want you to drop your accolades, because I did get your profile that you sent back of all the accolades that you have, academically and all that stuff. Give us some of your accolades, both on and off the field.
So last year I won Athlete of the Year for my school.
Congratulations.
That includes I won all conference in wrestling. I was all conference in football, all conference in shot put. And then added that, I was strongest man award with the total of through 3 bench, squat, and power clean. I was a total of 1,300 pounds in total.
Okay.
And then,
so, go ahead, keep going, keep dropping.
I made the regionals in wrestling. I lost one match to get into the state tournament.
Okay.
Then shot put, I qualified for regionals, but I didn't go, unfortunately. And then football, we didn't make past first round last year, but yeah,
it'll be different this year.
Yes, sir.
Cool. So tell me what type of player you are on the field. Sometimes you got the guys that are super, super hyped up. They come into the game ready to go. They're on 1,000 and climbing. Then you got the guys that are kind of just in the middle, where I'm just chill. I'm ready to put in work, coach. I ain't all with the hoorah. Or are you just a completely silent guy where I get off the bus, I go to work?
I'm more in the middle, because when I get off the bus, I'm ready to work. But as soon as I touch the field, I'm out there giving chest bumps. I'm dapping everybody up. I'm getting lit. I'm yelling. We always ready.
Good. So what type of team fits you for college? What are you looking for in your next step?
I'm looking for a team that actually wants me to go to their program. So I'm more interested in playing 3-tech. So a team that wants me to play outside, needs a pass, run stopper, pass rusher, everything. So mostly me, when I want to feel needed.
Okay. And with that 3.4 GPA, what would you like to focus on in college, if you have an idea?
I want to go to college and major in exercise science. If they don't have exercise science, I'm going to probably go into pre-med, which is what gets me in. Which I'm aiming to get into grad school to go be an athletic trainer.
Okay, cool. Coach, you got any questions?
Yeah, Maurice, I see that you have a couple of offers. Based on your offers, I think you're probably looking at some closer offers if possible.
Yes,
or
sir.
you don't have an issue with going quite a distance from home.
Right now, my top. Well, I got offered by Firm a couple weeks ago, which is a great school. I like it. It's a D2. Well, they're D3 right now. They're going up D2 next year. So that's right now I would say my top school. I like it. I love it out there. But I'm still waiting on. I've been talking to a couple coaches around the way that are closer, which I would love to go to. But I'm always keeping out of state schools in the mix.
Okay, thank you.
Good. So we've had another one of your players on, Tyreek Robinson, and what I want to know is, when you guys are having the season that you're having, which is a great season, how do you guys as leaders keep everybody kind of in their role where nobody's bigger than the team, no egos get overinflated? How do you manage that from your position? Because D-line, O-line, that's a fraternity in itself. So how do you manage that in your position?
So we have captains. Every position will have its own captain. We all come together. We all talk. So I'm the defensive line captain. We got an O-line captain. We have linebacker captain. So we don't really have the problem of everybody thinking it's too big for each other. Everybody knows the circumstances. Because last year we lost in the first round. That's always lingering on our minds. So losing the first round, everybody's like, oh, we can go 10-0, but we still lost in the first round, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
So right now we're 8-1, but we know if we go in the first round and lose, it doesn't mean nothing. So
that one that you guys have, how did you recover from that? Meaning, you guys didn't let it take you out or didn't tank the season. So how did you recover from that? What did you guys do to, be able to take the hit, but then stay on track?
Southern Durham, they're always a good team. They always got someone up there.
Yeah.
So coming from that loss, it's a rivalry game. Nobody wants to lose that game. So, it was first day back was tough. I say that. Had to get everybody in line. Be like, oh, one loss don't mean nothing. So, we bounced back. We had a bye week after that week. So, bye week, got all our minds straight, and then we come back. I think it was Lewisburg. We had a tough game versus Lewisburg. Giving up 33 points, barely won. So, getting everybody back on track, we just needed to reset. We got a good reset Start blowing teams out.
Yeah.
Everybody get everybody confidence back.
Good. That's definitely good to have that confidence going into the playoffs. You guys got one more game against Enloe, and I got an opportunity to coach for Enloe. And right now, Enloe is hot, man. So what's the mindset going into this game, knowing that you guys already have a playoff seat, but there's still a team that's coming at you that has a 6-3 record, and they're looking to get that win so they could be, 7-3 going in and having a pretty good seeding. What's your mindset going into this week?
Take no prisoners. We want to win. Like I don't care if the game don't mean nothing. I want to win. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm relaying the message all week. So we've been playing bad teams. To be honest, they're bad teams the last couple weeks. So we need to just don't take them lightly. Watch film. Mm-hmm. Make sure we on our P's and Q's because they're gonna come ready to play.
Yes, they are. They're hot right now. So I'm glad you said take your opponent seriously, even though it's a game that wasn't originally on your schedule. It's still if that team is up, we got to get to work. Question before we get you out of here, or maybe two more questions before we get you out of here. Let's say I'm sitting across from you right now. I'm a college coach, and I ask you this question. Now let's see your answer. Why should I recruit you? Why should I bring you into my school and invest in you?
Because I'm always gonna work hard. I'm always gonna be there, first one in, first one out. I'm always gonna be there. Mm-hmm. I'm always gonna work. I'm work hard to start the first day I get there. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be the hardest work you ever. Hardest work. Make sure I get my classwork done, schoolwork, watch film, weight room, field work, everything.
Good. Great answer. So, in your preparation, last question. In your preparation, what's the top thing that you do the most? So, is it getting my mind right by just clearing away the distractions? Is it watching film and making sure I got my film study together? Is it how you prepare for practice? What is your number one thing that you do that I'm on my A game for this week?
Putting the work on the field. Putting the work on the field.
Good. So let everybody know. I think I got your X handle coming up. Hold on right here. Is your X handle right? That's a 0 for the people watching. That's not That's not an O. That's a 0. So let everybody know all your social media. I got the X up, but let them know Instagram as well, so that all coaches or anybody who's watching this can follow your pathway and your career.
Yes, sir. My Instagram is _Shifty Mo, M-O. My nickname Mo. So _Shifty. I don't know. I was trolling when I put Shifty Mo because I'm a D lineman. I'm not supposed to be shifty. So I had to let them know.
That's all right.
Yeah, just my Twitter right there, Maurice Jackson 0.
Yes. All right, man. I appreciate you being on. You are now part of the fraternity that comes down to the high school highlights. Anything that myself or Coach Brooks can do for you, please don't hesitate to reach out. You have both of our emails. We will be able to assist you in any way that we can. All right.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. All right. Take care, Maurice.
Take care. Take care of that GPA, boy. I love it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. So once again, Coach, the one thing that I want people to know and I want people to have a strong understanding is one of the reasons why we do this is to highlight those student athletes that are academically ready. Like,
absolutely.
You got a 3.4, you're academically ready to go into the next step. And
right. And once again, as I repeat, and that's a good thing, because now academics is not a stumbling block to keep him from being recruited by other schools.
Correct.
Yeah, and that's a plus.
The first thing that takes you off the board, ladies and gentlemen, is your grades. As soon as they ask your GPA, if it's not stand out, then you might as well just go ahead on and get in the pool with everybody else, because that 3.4 or that 3.6, it stands out. And not saying that you can't do it with a 2 point, it just makes it a little bit harder. And so even the student athletes that have like a 2.4, 2.5, that's great. That gets you eligible. But I'm talking about when you're talking like 2, 3, and you're barely holding on, it's a little tough to get on to the next step. So just always be aware of that, and always make sure that we're talking about the grades that are in your core classes. So that's math, science, social study, English, and a foreign language. Gym does not count, or any elective doesn't count. Okay. So we got another guest coming in. We got Javion. I said his name wrong in the intro, so I apologize. It's Javion. I called him Javon. Javion He is the quarterback of Vance. So I got to talk to the guy who's behind the scenes running the show for the offense. So let's bring him on right now. How are you doing, Mr. Javion Vines Holder? Uh-oh, you muted. Can you hear me?
He's muted.
Yep, you're muted. Uh-oh. Hold on. The mute monster got him. Hold on. Let's bring him back. He disconnected himself. It's okay. We'll give him a second to come on back. And then if not, we'll go to Noah. Hopefully he can still hear me. Now, I'm interested to get with him because the one thing that I enjoy is hearing quarterbacks talk. I think he'll be the first quarterback that we've actually talked to on air.
That's correct.
And I like picking quarterbacks' brain because they have a huge responsibility. When they win, they get majority of the accolades. And then when you lose, they get all of it. They feel all the pressure of a loss. So
that's
I want to see, how he handles it as a leader. Here he goes. Let's see. There you go. You back? You with me?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get started. So as a quarterback, you are a quarterback for Vance County High School. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so tell me first your GPA.
I got a 3.2.
3.2. Congratulations. Once again, another guy above 3.0, which is huge and major. Want to jump in with a quarterback. I want to talk to you right away about leadership. As a quarterback, how did you gain the leadership or gain the trust of your team? Because everybody has to trust you as the quarterback. The line has to trust you. The receivers have to trust you. The running back has to trust you. Everybody has to trust you. How did you develop that with your team?
Really, it was they came to me and wanted me to play quarterback. So I felt, and I played quarterback. Most of us was together during middle school.
Okay.
Quarterback in middle school, so they knew I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
So once Nazir Garrett graduated, they ended up coming to me, talking to me about it. A couple of my teammates came to me, talking to me about it, telling me that I should do it because we didn't really have nobody that could do it or fit that role.
Okay.
And me being the team player that I am, and I wanted to win games, so I took with it.
So what position did you play prior to quarterback?
Corner. Yeah, my freshman and sophomore year, I played corner.
Okay.
Year is when I started playing quarterback.
Okay. Do you plan on going QB for college, or you're looking at whatever position, either offense or defense?
Yeah, either or, offense or defense. I'm open
Okay. Okay. So going into a preparation, especially now that you guys are getting ready for the playoffs and knowing that last year playoffs ended short and now you're the quarterback, what weight do you wear or responsibility do you feel you wear is making sure that your team succeeds in getting past that first round hump that you guys didn't get past last year? How do you take that on, and then how do you motivate your teammates?
I really feel like first to start with practice. I feel like we need to practice harder. Last year we kind of, I ain't gonna say I felt like being 10-0, we felt like we was real big headed, I would say.
Okay.
So with us losing to Southern, I feel like that kind of humbled us a lot this year.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what. So now that we know we're beatable, I feel like everybody's going, when it comes time for playoffs, everybody gonna give it their best, and really we got to execute and just score points on offense.
Good. What goes into your preparation? Like, so when you start to watch film, what do you look at first, or how do you break film down with your coaches?
Yeah, when me and Coach L be watching film, we really just first we see what coverages they run, see if they like the blitz, don't like the blitz, see if they play with the overhang, and then we just try to like learn their tendencies. See like, oh, if it's third and short, they blitzing. If it ain't, they more towards the pass.
And so now in the day and age where now we see a lot of, and I'm just going to say it straight up, we see a lot more black quarterbacks being able to be themselves back there, where you can use your feet. And, we see the guys out there now in the NFL where they're able to, use their athletic ability to their advantage. How do you do that, but still also maintain, like, I'm a passer too. Like, I'm not just a quarterback that can run, I can throw this ball. How do you maintain that?
Well, that's we run RPO offense, so it's really I'm really just reading it. So, and if I got it, I'd take the ball off and run. So,
Yeah.
I rely on myself a lot. So,
Okay.
if I feel like I can get the job done, I'll just run it.
Gotcha.
Again, yeah, I got I say my number one target, Antoine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what? So then, when you guys took the loss to Southern Durham as the quarterback, did you feel like this one? I gotta get these guys out of this so that we don't tank the season and or have a bad mindset. Because the quarterback, like we were talking about when you bounced out, quarterback gets all the praise and all the ridicule. So
Yeah.
how do you handle being the quarterback? And when it's good, it's great, but then when it's bad, it's my fault because I'm the quarterback. How do you balance that?
When I do good and I get a whole bunch of good comments and stuff, I try not to get all big headed. I try to stay humble as best as I can.
Mm-hmm.
All the negative comments and stuff come. I got a great coaching staff that keeps uplifting me and make sure I'm always good. So I try not to think about all the negative.
Good. Coach, you got a question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Javion, are you looking to be recruited as a QB or DB at the next level?
DB.
DB, okay. Because I looked at your film, and that would be my take. You very recruitable, promotable, marketable as a DB, pretty much solid, what they consider a lockdown corner at the next level.
So with Vance County having this game against Enloe, what is the mindset that you're preaching this week in practice? Like, so, it's a game that you guys have your playoff seeding pretty much set. Everything's set to go for playoffs. You just want to be healthy, get out of this game healthy. What's your mindset to everybody moving forward throughout this week?
So, of course, we still want to win, but really it's just because we, like, last 2 weeks we played some okay teams that's not on the same level as Enloe. So I feel like we need to not play down to competition. We really got to bring it this week, and starts with practice. We need to practice hard, physical, keep each other healthy and safe. And yeah, I feel like that's pretty much it.
Good. Now, last question I'm going to ask, and then I'm gonna get you out of here. Here's the question that I just asked Maurice. I asked every guy because I also got the opportunity to coach college ball, and the one thing that I always did was look guys straight in the eye and say, "Why should I recruit you? Why should I bring you to my school? What am I getting when I recruit you?"
I feel like what you're getting is somebody that's going to always go 100%, work their hardest, stay on top of my grades in the class. I'm versatile on the field.
Okay.
I'm a team player.
Good. That's good to hear, man. I got your social media here. You let me know if it's right. I want to boom. I got you at Javion Vines Holder at 22. Is that you?
Yes, sir. That's me.
Okay. Give your Instagram handle as well, please.
My Instagram handle is JuiceMoveD1FF.
There it is. So once again, no different than Maurice or anybody else that we've interviewed. You are now part of the high school highlight fraternity. If there's anything that myself or Coach Brooks can do for you, please don't hesitate to hit us up. Let us know. You have our email, and we will help you as best as we can. And good luck this week coming up.
All right. Okay. Take care. All right. See you, Jerry.
Oh, man. Have a good one.
You too.
Another 3. I love it. I love hearing the 3s. I can't lie to you that when I hear 3, it makes me excited because at the end of the day, that's what you need. And these young men are also showing that they're not just dumb athletes. Like that's the stigma that you get a lot with football and football players, that they don't take academics seriously. But hearing these young men having these grades, it warms my heart.
Oh yeah, and that's a plus, and that's the third Vance County kid that has over a 3.0 GPA, which is a testament to their dedication to the academics, in addition to the athletics on the football field.
Great point, Coach. Yeah. Great point. When you got multiple guys that's over 3.0, that means that it's a program. It's not just guys coming out just playing. This is actual program where
absolutely
coaches his goal is to make his players marketable on and off the field. Now, I gotta give all credit due to a coach that takes time to focus on the student athletes' grades, because
that's a plus.
It's priority. Some people just care if you're eligible enough to play and then let's roll. But to hear 3s consistently from player after player after player who are starters in key positions, that means that the program is successful and that coach takes that as a priority.
Absolutely.
So our next guy is a big youngin. That's what I want to call him, big youngin. He is being marketed and recruited as a lineman, both on both sides of the ball, and he is a big guy. That's all I can say. He's a big guy with good feet. I've watched his highlight tape. He can move and move well, and he's moving it around enough to where some of the top schools in the country are taking interest in him in his junior year, and that is Big Noah Clark from Jodan High School. How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
Oh, what's going on, Mr. Noah?
Mute monster too. Okay.
What's going on, Mr. How are you?
Doing good, man. Good to see you.
Good, man. Good to see you.
Well.
Good to see you. So, first of all, congratulations on the conference championship. You guys got that last night.
Yes, sir. Beat a pretty good Hillside team. Came down to the fourth quarter and we pulled through. We got the win.
So how is that when you're playing against guys that you grew up with, some guys that they don't live far, right across town from you? How is that when you're playing for the championship? Like, what's that feeling like?
So you know everybody there. You basically know everybody at the school, but when it's game week, you're not friends with anybody. So you just gotta keep working, and we work. And at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, we can talk, we can laugh again. But when it's game week, we focus on our guys, and that's the most important thing.
Great. So your class of 2026, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's your GPA currently?
I have a 3.3 GPA right now.
3.3 GPA. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations. So
appreciate it.
Give the people, because you're sitting down, so people can't really see exactly how tall you are. Give the people your attributes.
I'm around 6'3", 6'4", and about weighing about 320, 325 in that area right now.
Boy, and he can move, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you. Watch his highlight tape. You're gonna see a man that can move. He can pull, and there's a highlight that you had. I wasn't able to download it fast enough to show where you actually tracked down I think it was a quarterback running straight down the line, which was amazing to me. Big men ain't supposed to move that fast, my brother. Big men are not supposed to move that fast. So tell us, what would you like to be recruited at? Because you play both sides of the ball, but what would you like to be recruited as?
Me personally, I would like to be recruited as defensive lineman, but at the end of the day, wherever it takes to have the team win, I'll play. Like O-line, I'll do it. Defensive line, I'll do it. So at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter to me.
Okay. So did your coach pick up a game for this week, this extra week?
No, sir. We're off this week. We're gonna take this week to recover and get ready for whoever we play in the playoffs.
Okay, let's talk about that. Let's talk about preparation for playoffs. How do you feel going into the playoffs, and how are you changing your mindset? Because now in the playoffs, everybody is. This is the and I'm not going to say everybody's good, because there are teams that are good that maybe didn't make it in. But now this is the second half of the season. This is when all the stakes are on the line. What changes about your mindset and your preparation?
So for me, I feel like I kind of go in with the same mindset, because at the end of the day, we set the season goal out. We want to go win a state championship. So at the end of the day, that's the goal throughout the whole season. So it doesn't really change. It just keeps the same mindset and just same preparation every time.
Mm-hmm. And now you guys, to me, are a pretty battle-tested team. You guys have had some tough opponents this year. When you see and hear, let's say, Roseville, Leesville, Cardinal Gibbons, and that those are the teams that people are kind of looking at where we got to beat these guys to get through. This is the road that we got to go. How do you look at your competition moving forward?
We just take it 1 week at a time. When we get there and we play those type of teams where it's gonna go in, prepare, know that it's gonna be a dog fight. So we're just gonna take every game serious. But at the end of the day, we take it 1 week at a time.
And with your feet, because you have good feet. For those, the reason why I keep emphasizing feet is because in college, that's what differentiates a guy who's going to get money and a guy who's not going to get money is feet. If you don't have good footwork, you can forget it. Now, explain to me right now how you view the game in passing and running. Like some linemen, you can see that they're more of a guy who likes to pass set. They can absorb the blow and prefer to. And then you got some linemen that are more aggressive and I want to pull. I like running. Coach, let's run the ball. Put the ball behind me. What type of O lineman are you? And then we'll talk about D line in a second.
I'll say offensive lineman. I'm very aggressive. Like that's just what I love to do. I love football. I love attacking. And defensive lineman, I would say I'm more of a run stopper, and I also can play the pass. I feel like I can do well in a 3 technique, do well in 1 technique, and I can play each one.
Okay. Let's talk football. So when we're on the line, we're on let's say we're going to put you at defensive line right now. What goes into your preparation when you're watching film? So now let's say that this week coach may line you up at a 1, he may line you up at a 3, and you're watching film. What are you looking for once you get that huddle tape?
I'm looking at tendencies for the offensive linemen, see if they lean, see if they play back on their toes and stuff like that. Because just watching that knows what move I can do. I can do a swim over top, push, pull. And just watching that, the offensive linemen, see what they do, and just see how quick they are and just how they move. I get a lot of film time and just look how they play.
Yeah.
Watch how they play.
Now let's flip it. Now you're on the offensive line. What are some things that you're looking at the defensive line that gives you the advantage or can give you an advantage when you're watching film?
So, a lot of defensive linemen in North Carolina have good get-offs, and I just look at that as well. But also I look at you in the fourth quarter because I feel like I'm in great shape. I can play almost the whole game. Like last night, I don't think I came out 1 series for defense or offense. So I'm in good shape, and I know what you can do. I see you in the fourth quarter, see when you're beat down and tired, and see how you react. So that's what I look for on offense.
Okay. Good. Coach, you got anything?
Yeah, Coach Block. Noah epitomizes the run stopper. As a matter of fact, in many of my articles, that's what he was nicknamed, a run stopper, and he is a bona fide run stopper. He's one of the better run stoppers, not only in the state of North Carolina, but in the country. And his accolades and offers backs up what I've been saying from day one. He's one of the better ones to ever come through defensive lineman in the state of North Carolina.
And so let's talk about your offers. What do you have out there right now?
I have 30 offers right now, a lot of SEC, a lot of ACC. Right now, I feel like a lot of the bigger ones are like the SEC and the ACC. Like I got Georgia, Texas, North Carolina, Duke, State, and many more. And I'm just so blessed and appreciated to be in this spot. And I want to appreciate Mr. Ed Brooks for this opportunity. He was one who he wrote about me since I was a freshman. Just appreciated me when not a lot of people did. So I appreciate that.
You're quite welcome, man. You've earned it.
Yes, sir. You have earned it. Now let me ask you this: how is it? Because we're almost family. We'll say it that way. Because your brother Jeff is my brother-in-law. So
yes.
How is it playing underneath your brother?
It's amazing. Like I played underneath my other brother Tyler. I played underneath him since I was a freshman, and now he's at North Carolina Central. Playing like with them too. Like it's amazing. Like I'm blessed to be in the opportunity. Like especially when last year Tyler, he pushed me hard in practice. We got into it, and Jeff, he's just coaching and giving me pointers and stuff, and helped me throughout this whole process in my life. Yeah, and I appreciate both of them.
So have you gotten the opportunity to steal some of the information that Tyler has at Central? Because Central is a dominant D1 program itself. And so have you gotten a chance to steal some information to have that conversation and dialogue with your brother?
Yes, sir. He's talking about like the team runs they do and like the conditioning, the weight room work. So just getting that and learning that early and preparing myself and doing some of the workouts at the house to see how my body can react to it. So when I go to college, I'm already used to it and ready to go.
So let's have a little bit of fun real quick. What is some now? A long time ago, don't pay attention to this gut right now, but a long time ago, I was a running back, right?
Yes.
What is one of the things that aggravates you about a running back? Like, because linemen, every now and again you get in the huddle and you see a lineman get pissed off about something, and you guys usually don't say anything. You go back to the line and you just do your job. But what is something right now that like this just aggravates the heck out of me about a running back?
For me, I as an offensive line perspective, I haven't had a problem with my running back, especially having Blue in the backfield. Blue and my guy Dame Harris in the backfield. I had no problem with them. They do their jobs. They go score touchdowns, and we have fun. So at the end of the day, I have no problem with them. But on the defensive side is when you're running outside and I'm trying to make me run even more, and then we have to go get set for another play. But I don't really worry about that. We just play football.
And how about as a D? I was going to flip it and say, as a D lineman, is there something that aggravates you about a linebacker knowing they're behind you? Like, let's say you're taking on a double team or something, and they don't feel. Or what is it about a linebacker? Sometimes we like, man, come on. Like, do you have those moments?
I haven't had it this year at all. Like Kamari, my guy Kamari Blue, he's been playing. Dante Hayes been playing. Even our sophomore Ryan Smith's been playing well. So I haven't had a problem with them. They're doing a great job.
Good. How do you maintain the leadership amongst that team? Because guys, when you got the offers, guys are looking at you. So how do you maintain that leadership characteristic and quality amongst the team?
I just be myself. I love playing this game. I love encouraging people. I'm more of a silent leader. I lead by example. Don't really do too much talking unless it's like the game time. That's where I'll start to talk a little bit more. But most of the time, I'm quiet. I let them have their fun. Let them talk. But when it's game time, it's just a different person.
Okay. And I'm going to flip the question before I get you out of here. I'm going to flip the question. I usually ask about football, but let me ask you this. What would a teacher tell me about you? Because that's something that I would ask when I would do recruiting trips as well, especially when I got a guy that's a good character guy, right? So why should I recruit you? I'm here because clearly you're a good character guy. But tell me what a teacher would tell me about you in the classroom.
A teacher would say I'm pretty quiet. I do my work, get it done in time. And if I'm struggling with anything, like nobody's perfect in school. Like if I'm struggling with something, I'll go ask for extra help, like ask for something to explain, like get some extra pointers and stuff. So I'm ready for tests and stuff like that, asking questions and stuff. So I'm engaged in the classroom. So that's what she would say.
Cool. Got anything, Coach, before we close out?
No. Just good luck on the rest of your way as you guys prepare for I know you got an off week coming up. You should prepare for the first round of the state playoffs, and we'll be tracking you. We're in your course. All right. Keep working. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Man, I think you should take broadcasting in college, man. You do a very good job answering these questions.
That's one of my interests in college. I want to be working like mass communications. I'm actually taking a class next semester and see how I like it.
Oh man, well then we should flip this. Let you interview some of the guys that come on, man. I would love to. I promise you, I would love to.
That's the goal. That's one of the goals.
Hey man, if you ever want to do it or you need any help with the project where you have to do something like that, let me know. I promise you, I have no problems with either helping you or giving you access to anything that we got to where you can get things done, man. I love young men that want to get into mass comm, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, Coach Block. I'll reach out to you about it.
No problem, brother. So good luck for the rest of your week. Rest up, get healthy. Can't wait to see you in the playoffs, brother.
All right, see you, Noah.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
No problem. See you later. Good young men. I love it, man. I love seeing good young men. I want to announce also that coming up, we will be having another part of our series that we're working with high school students. And I named it, but I didn't create a graphic yet because I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I just know that I wanted to announce it on the show, and it's going to be called Draw It Up. And so I have this inside my office right here. I have a nice, huge, this whole wall is a whiteboard. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start talking with athletes and actually get them on the board and show their IQ, their sports IQ, as far as what it is that goes into preparation and film watching and how they approach different things so that they can show, that they're above, an extraordinary athlete. They're above your average athlete.
Right.
The first guy that we do have will be the quarterback from Cardinal Gibbons, Gannon. And we also will have a special guest with that as well, which will be Marquise Williams, the former quarterback of UNC. So that's going to be on the horizon. We got a lot of different things that we're going to try to do between myself and Coach Brooks. So please make sure, keep everything locked in to the First and Goal 365 podcast and the high school highlight. But before we get out of here, we got to talk about something. I got a question that I want to ask Coach, just because he works with students, I work with students, and the one thing that we tell them all the time is you got to keep yourself busy during the off season. So with playoffs, you're about to make a run. That's great. That kind of handles itself. But for those that have the early off season, Coach, give some pointers or some advice of what you think they should be doing or things that they should be working on in the off season.
Well, one thing I suggest to kids, matter of fact, I had a kid hit me up midweek about that during off season. What I recommend is to continue to do your strength and conditioning program, continue to work on your skill set, continue to fine tune your skill set, because you can never be perfect in your skill set at this level. So that's important. Then also get some advice on upcoming prospect camps, because you need to participate in prospect camps from schools that have expressed an interest in you from a recruiting standpoint, or if you were given an opportunity, you felt you could play at that level. So you just don't go to any school prospect camp. You go to the schools prospect camps, so you have a shot to, if they offered you, that you could play there and get yourself seen. So that's crucial in the off season. And keep your film up to date, and just keep training and go to the prospect camps.
And I agree. During this time as a coach and also as a trainer and all that, I always tell the guys, this is when you start to build your roadmap. Because the one thing I will say, parents, this stuff isn't cheap. We all know that, right? And so you kind of have to have a roadmap to where, as Coach is saying, we're not going to go to camps just because the flyer looks good, or we're not going to go to camps that guys aren't really interested in you, because it's not going to be beneficial for you in the long run. So you want to kind of also find camps that may be like mega camps, where there are multiple coaches there. For example, I know Old Dominion runs a really good mega camp that I think people should definitely attend, because they pull in a lot of schools from D2, NAIA, and also D3, along with the D1 guys. It's pretty huge. I used to always send guys there. So you want to try to find where you can get clumps of coaches, because it'll help you financially. And then also you can be seen by multiple people at one time. But yes, definitely sit down and start to build your roadmap. And how do you feel, Coach, in reference to players playing two sports?
I think it's a good thing. Matter of fact, I've read more than one article where college coaches like the multi-sport players with their recruiting. That shows the versatility. So I don't have an issue with a kid playing multiple sports.
I agree.
I played multiple sports many years ago, so I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, and what's funny is, Coach, that was our trainer. We didn't have trainers back in the day like you guys have trainers. Our trainer was play another sport. You want to learn how to run? Go play track or go run track.
Right. You have no trainer.
If you want to jump higher, play basketball. If you're a lineman and you want to work on your hands and your grappling, go wrestle. Those were our trainers. So we didn't have specialists. And I'm not saying that you should not have specialists, but I am saying, just as Coach alluded to, it helps you when you have duality with your athletic ability. So if a coach is saying, well, what else do you play? And you can start to say, well, I run track and then there's these events, or I wrestle and then there's these tournaments that I've won. And it shows that versatility, it can work in your benefit.
Absolutely. That's a big plus.
Yes. And then also, this is a time to if there are any holes academically, to start tightening them up before we get into spring ball.
Right.
And then, Coach, we can talk about this a little bit just to help out the parents. There are recruiting waves And the wave now is going to start coming where you start to see on Twitter, such and such coach is on the road, such and such coach is on the road. That's telling you that they're now out and they're on the hunt. That first wave of guys that they're looking for, most of the time they already know who's on their board and who they want. That does not mean that you're not going to get picked up by somebody. It's just there is a pecking order on their depth chart. But if you are not prepared academically, or your highlight tape is not ready, or any of these things, or any of these boxes that you need to check off, they will not come back to look for you. You want to make sure that when a coach shows up for the first time, all your information is ready to rock and roll so that they can take that. And then now when they go back to their office, this guy is ready. Now, we may not specifically be offering him right now in the first wave, but we may come back in the second wave, which is usually around spring ball. Coach, you want to add to that?
Well, that's a good game plan, especially with the kids that may have below a 3.0 GPA.
Mm-hmm.
The off season is the time to check with your teachers to do some extra credit work, whatever you need to do to bring your GPA up.
Mm-hmm.
And I suggest also during the summer, if your GPA is on the borderline, it would benefit you to take some online courses at a community college or to bring your GPA up. The higher, the better. And that's if you get your GPA up high during this summer, that's less stress on you from an academic standpoint going into your final season of high school. If you're a rising senior, you go in with a higher GPA, which helps you.
Yes, sir. And please make sure when you do take the summer classes that they give you a percentage grade. Right. And not a P or an F, because the P or F does not register with the NCAA clearinghouse. So, and then also that also goes for guys that need to go to summer school. When you go to summer school, you have to make sure, let's say you are going to summer school because you may have failed something. You need to make sure that the class that you take is not just a credit recovery class. This is we're giving y'all gems on this episode. These are serious gems because credit recovery does not count towards your eligibility. So if you got an F and then you say, I got to take this, or I got a D, I got to take this class, and you take what the schools offer as far as an online credit recovery class, it only gives you a P or an F, pass or fail. You need to have a percentage grade for it to be eligible for your recruitment and your eligibility for college. So there are some red tape that you need to understand going into off season when you're looking at your portfolio or your resume of what do I need to have. And there are guys out there like myself, there are guys out there like Coach, where we can help you navigate this, because you rarely, if ever, do you get a second look once a coach looks down on that paper and says, he has a 2 this. If there's not other things that go along with that, such as you're a dual sport athlete, your times are out the roof, and you can bench everything in that you need those attributes. You need to be able to pass the eye test. Those type of things are what will carry you, even if you don't have the desired GPA. But if you are just another guy that's just in the pack, you can get easily passed over.
Absolutely. They're not going to come back for a second look.
No, they're not. And parents, this is a time that I also tell you to please talk to your coach about getting involved. Young coaches, also talk to your head coach about getting involved. This is now probably the most important time when we're talking about like a recruitment coordinator. If the school does not have one, then you should be that one. And the reason why is because when a coach shows up, they do have ideally who they are looking at, but that is the time to put something in a coach's hand that he can take back tangible. So even if it's a spreadsheet, or if you're putting a card in and that card dictates that, or it shows them a website or a database that you guys have created for your players and all that, give them something. Don't expect a coach, specifically your high school coach, to be able to recruit every single kid, because I promise you, every school's not looking for every kid. They're very, very specific. So if your son has a dream to go to, let's say I'm in Durham right now, so let's say Duke, and he's a running back, but Duke is not specifically looking for a running back, then they're not coming there asking about your son. But if you have a database and he can look down and see, wait a minute, you guys got a running back that's 6'1", 225, runs a 40 and 4.4, and he has a 3-point something grade point average, well, that might pique their interest to when I got to go back and tell my head coach that there's somebody at, such and such school that we need to come back and visit. So if you don't have those things prepared, it's easy to be passed over. And anybody can do it. As far as a parent or a younger coach, I advise younger coaches to do it, because this is how you build your network. You get the chance to meet the recruiters. You get the chance to find out who's recruiting in other areas. This is how you move up the ladder, because football is solely based on connections. And then for parents, this is kind of how you understand how the process works. So when you hear people say that, they're not recruiting my kid, you can understand how the recruiting process goes, to at least be able to take a little bit of your stress off of your coach, especially for those who are going in the playoffs right now. It can be pretty stressful. So, Coach, what you got for me closing up, man?
Well, those are excellent nuggets you put out there for the parents and young coaches, Coach Block. And yeah, it's good. Always have a spreadsheet or your list of all your college prospects on a piece of paper, so when the recruiters come in, you can put it in their hand, because word of mouth is good, but they're not going to remember all those names if it's not somebody that they're actively recruiting. Mm-hmm. So put a piece of paper in their hand. That's invaluable, and they can look at it on their own time and look at some kids that they're not aware of and get those kids exposure. So whatever you have, put it on paper, or you can hand it off to the recruiters.
Yes, sir. And please make sure for those, actually everybody should be doing it, don't get me wrong, but for those whose season has come to an end, please make sure your highlight tape is updated, because that is the quickest way for a coach to dismiss you. Because if I can't see you, then
they're not going to waste time.
Yeah, I'm not going to waste time. Just so you, once again, dropping a little gem for your parents, for the parents. Let's say somehow your highlight tape or your information ends up on a college coach's desk. He has to take all that information into a meeting with other recruiters and on the staff and the head coach. If he does not have the ability to have updated information in his hand to put out, then once again, he can't. His job is to be able to give the coaches, especially the head coach, as much information about a student athlete as possible. If that student athlete is missing holes in places, then once again, unless you pass the eyeball test and it's somebody where it's like, we can't pass on this kid, then 9 times out of 10, if you don't fit that, then you'll get passed over. So where you can, if you say, well, coach, where can I find this information? You can find it on Huddle. Huddle will tell you and give you pretty much everything that a coach is needing as far as just accolades and attributes and all that stuff. If that's filled out, and then you also have the ability to have that tangible in hand, that'll help you. And along with here's another gem. I'm sorry, I'm giving them all to you guys because it'll be 2 weeks before we see you again. So I know a lot of people ask me these questions in the inbox. Ask for your transcript and have a copy on hand at all times. The reason why is because the school themselves, most schools, are not allowed to hand a transcript to a college recruiter. Now, there are schools that understand the magnitude of what's going on, and they will do it. Here, I appreciate it. Here you go. But technically, there's a process with that where no information like that, especially official, can be handed directly from school to a recruiter. It would have to go from school to school. But what you can do as a parent is request an unofficial transcript. And when you request that unofficial transcript, you can make as many copies of it as you'd like. And so therefore, if a parent has that and a coach is interested, then now, boom, you hand that over. I also suggest, this was a tidbit that I did with Ryan Ziegler, who's now at Central. When you go to camps, take your transcript with you, because most student athletes show up with a water bottle, cleats, and a football if they're a quarterback. And that's it. What's going to cause you to stand out is if you got grades and you're truly interested in that school, if you go to the position coach when you are at camp and you take your transcript from your book bag and say, Coach, here's my transcript, if you could take a look at it. And then also go to the school's database on their website and fill out the questionnaire, because they're going to say, we'll go to the website and fill out I already did it, Coach. I filled out the questionnaire, and then here's my transcript. And then shake his hand, get his information, and keep moving. That'll set you apart when you go to these camps, when you see 100+ kids, and it's like, well, how do I stand out? Your grades, have them handy. Your questionnaires, fill them out. Every school has the questionnaires. You can go right on their website, and usually in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see it say more. Click on more. It's going to be a drop down. And on that drop down, you'll see where it says questionnaire. Fill it out. I promise you, it's every single school. And if you fill that out and you also have the transcript to go along with that, it's going to put you in front of 90% of the students that are out there trying to be recruited. Just a little couple gems.
Oh yeah, very, very helpful.
So with that being said, Coach and I are about to slide up out of here. But before we do, I wanted to do a quick tribute to a student athlete of mine who recently passed. His name was Khalil Harris. Khalil Harris was a part of one of the best teams to come through Enloe, which, you know, I love to be able to say because I coached him. And he passed away way too soon. And unfortunately, you know, we didn't get an opportunity to talk prior to him passing. And what I want coaches and student athletes to know, we're your coach forever. Always. It doesn't make a difference if we've coached you one play or if we've coached you for 4 years. We're your coach forever. Always reach out to your coach if there's something going on. I'm not saying that that's Khalil's case, but I have had players where that is the case. They didn't feel like they could ever reach out because they thought once school was over that your bond as a coach is over. And that's not the case. That is forever. We are here not just as coach win football games. We are here also as mentors for life. There are gentlemen who have coached me now as a 44-year-old man that I still would see and hug with grace and humility and thank them for what they have done for me in my life. You never stop coaching. Similar to a parent, you never stop parenting. Even when your children become older, you never stop parenting. You never stop coaching. And so if there are any players that are out there who are, you know, just wanting to figure this thing out, because whenever school is over and things become real, because you don't have the protection of high school and college is coming at you quick, sometimes you feel like you're in a whirlwind of just everything. Emotions is coming and, you know, opportunities that you don't know if you should take. It just all of a sudden, once you step from the security of high school, you step into a world where it's just everything is just constantly on the go. And it can be very overwhelming. if I was to share my story, that's what I would tell you. I was very overwhelmed when I was a young high school football player. And my mom, just like many mothers out there, pushed academics. But when it came down to navigating the athletics, it was like, well, whatever you like to do. That's why I do the First and Goal 365 podcast. That's why I give the information that I give. That's why I work with gentlemen like Coach Ed Brooks, because if somebody would have told me when I was 18, 19 years old that I had the attributes for the NFL, then I might have made it a reality, but I didn't know. And you only know what you know. But I also did not ask questions because I felt like asking questions made it look like I was weak or that I didn't know what I was doing. And I didn't. So, young men, please, we all need them. Even as an older man now, middle-aged man now, I still need them. We all need somebody to talk to, mentors to talk to, whatever. Please reach out. I don't care if it's a coach that you may not even know, but you just feel like this coach, is somebody that can help you. Please reach out, talk to somebody about whatever it is that may be troubling you, whether, big or small. You're not bothering anybody. And I'm going to let Coach talk about that point real quick too, just towards our young men out here who, may need help.
Well, that's a good point, Coach. We all need or should have mentors, regardless of age, that you can confide in, personal, professional issues, concerns. And by all means, these young players, reach out to your coaches, reach out to your trainers, any positive figure that's in your life. If you need help, don't be ashamed to not ask, because if we don't know, we don't know, but it's important that you reach out to somebody and that's willing to help you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And before we get out of here, I'm going to tell my funny story about Khalil because it keeps me laughing. I wasn't laughing at the time, but I can laugh now. So we were playing Nightdale, and this is the year that we went 8-4. And like I said, we, historic run. It was a great time. And we had to play Nightdale, very similar to how this is now with these. For some odd reason, we had one game left, and we picked Nightdale to play. And we probably shouldn't have played the game because we ended up losing our Division I defensive end to a ACL, MCL, and it was a crazy time. But it had came down to the last couple plays, and Nightdale had scored. And I remember Khalil saying to me, if they kick it to me, coach, I'm out. Watch, I got this, because he played receiver. And he was really fast because he also ran track and he jumped. And I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever, because it was muddy. I'm not going to say I didn't care about the game, but I was more concerned about the following week with the playoffs. And the goal was to try to get everybody out of there healthy. But Khalil catches the ball. And when I tell you he was gone, right? But then all of a sudden, that monster that we all joke about jumped on his back somewhere about the 10-yard line heading in. And literally, he slowed down, got the ball knocked out from behind, and the ball went through the end zone. And for those that don't know, that's automatic touchback for the other team. They get the ball. We lose. And at that time, I promise you, I was ticked off because I'm like, yo, you're supposed to be a track guy. How'd you get tracked from behind? And how'd you slow down? And I looked down at his shoes. So if you see this picture of him that's in the bottom left-hand corner, he had tape on his front of his spikes to keep them together. It covered up the cleats. So he's playing in the rain and in the mud, basically on skis. And you can't do anything now but laugh. Like in my mind, I'm thinking, why didn't you say something before the game started? But he didn't. He went out there and played and taped the top of his shoe up in the rain, and he played, man. And on his highlight tape though, it's a good thing because the last playoff game Enloe had was ours until this year, and he had a few great catches against Garner, which that's something that high school players, you're always forever a fraternity with your team, and those players rallied around him. And we're going to miss him. We're going to miss that person knowing that he's there, even if you didn't contact him all the time. He was a very contagious smile, always had a joke, didn't seem to take things seriously, but he really did. All around good kid, and he's gone too soon. So Khalil, please, keep your heavenly wings around us and your team, while you're up there, and whisper in their ears to keep them guided in the right way, because now you're an angel for all of us. So with that being said, this is the First and Goal 365 podcast, and we're out of here in 2 weeks. Peace.
See you, Coach. Take care.
See you. Jaden. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Jaden?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear me?
Yeah, man, I can't see you, ugly guy.
Hold on, I gotta turn my camera on. I was seeing how to work this thing.
Oh, all right. It's
What's up with
simple.
you, Coach?
It ain't nothing. Just giving a quick little tribute to my guy, man.
Yes,
That's all.
sir.
Just putting it out there in the world. Hold on 1 second. Let me get this picture off of here so I can see your face, man. All right, man. Go ahead, man. Give a couple words to my guy, man.
Man, Khalil Harris, man. Probably one of the happiest dudes in the world, man. Every time you see him, he got the biggest grin on his face. Like the most enthusiasm person you gonna meet. Like no day he just come in and like just sad or anything. He gonna light up that room. Like as soon as he come in, y'all gotta laugh because he gonna say something crazy, wild. Gonna be missed, man. Definitely, man. I'm glad I got to grow up with you. I'm glad Coach Block definitely got to change both of us because man, we both had little locks coming in as freshmen and sophomores,
man. Had to cut that, man.
And it really done changed our life, man. I remember the day we ran until the cows came home because we wanted to have a little photo shoot, man, in the back of the classroom, man. Coach Block was standing right at the doorway. I'll never forget that day, man, ever. Man, we cut our locks the next day. He said, "You want to be on my team? Your locks better be gone." Well, we both came back with the skint, man.
And he lost them glasses because remember he used to wear them goofy glasses.
Oh man, him and Christian used to wear the glasses, boy. He had to go get on some contacts. Man.
So man, I just wanted to I've been hitting people up, leaving my live running just to give a few words to my guy. Coach Lou actually went to was able to make it to the funeral.
Yeah, my little brother got out there too. I just got off work. I'm still in the work clothes.
Oh, for real? Okay.
Yeah, I just got off work. I'm about to go back into my night job too.
Jesus, let me hold something then, Slim.
Man, you know I got you, man. Anytime, man.
Oh, ugly, bro.
Anytime, man.
When you gotta get your cousin to me too, man. When's that gonna happen?
So he's on punishment right now because we got a conversation. Me and you definitely gotta have. He's
keep it off
going
air.
down that path.
Keep it off air. Don't be putting it out there like that. You live on Instagram and Facebook, my guy. Chill out.
we gotta definitely talk about him for surely.
All right, man.
I'm glad you let me come up here and speak on my man Khalil, man. Definitely gonna miss, man. Only thing I got is straight happy memories, man. I'm so glad you allowed us to even be a part of your team and do anything together. You definitely built a brotherhood between all of us. Now, I know not just me and him, but between that receiver room, I know him and the receivers were very close, man. They had a unique relationship. So
yeah, they definitely did. And I gotta and one thing I will also say is a shout out and a thank you to Coach Clark because he's going to give me his jersey to give to the family.
Yes, sir. Shout out Coach Clark, man. I appreciate you, man.
Oh,
That's
look.
great.
What? Hold on, man. Look who's on here. Yo.
Coach Kennedy, what's up, man?
What's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
Oh, man. Feel good, feel great. Hey, man, come on, man. Show your face, man. I know you got the Oakleys on. Everything's good, Gucci, gravy, and wavy, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, man. Everything good money, man. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Yes, the connection, man.
Oh, this guy.
Everything got the Oakleys on, though. You know that.
So, I got you on, man. Just same thing with Jaden is just to give a couple words because live on Instagram, live on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, man. Just give a couple words about our guy Khalil.
Just one of those guys, just a good guy. Sorry y'all can't see me right now, just moving right now. But one of those guys you want to have around, with the squad. A kid that came in, developed in, 4 years, and we took him to high levels. We made it to the playoffs for football. He was an all-state competitor for the state of North Carolina, so everything went great there. Did his thing out there in Franklinton. Highlight was a big highlight. when I knew he was going to be a problem in senior year, when we went out to Franklin's and he jumped about 24, 25 feet in the long jump pit, and he was focused the whole year. But just a good dude, man. I appreciate you giving me a little bit of time to definitely send my condolences to the family, especially to you guys, because y'all were right there with us in the trenches, just trying to make something, make something shake, like we'll say always. And yeah, man, I just appreciate you giving me a outlet just to say, I'm gonna miss the young man. And we'll see each other again later down the road.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, a blessing.
Uh-oh, you breaking up, cuz. Uh-oh, breaking up. Hold on, I think I lost him. But yeah, man, that's what. Oh, he's still there? Hello?
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can now. Nope. Lost him that quick. We lost you, bruh. Stay still. What you got going on, man? Oh, that's right. It's homecoming. It's Shaw's homecoming.
Working.
Uh-oh. I lost you, man. Click it back. But nah, man, like I said, I really appreciate it. I appreciate y'all. And I know one thing for sure, with all the guys, somehow I got to find a way to get us all back together. Because this hit me a lot harder than what, originally I thought it was going to hit me. You know what I'm saying? But, it hit me very hard because I love each and every one of y'all like a son. Nobody holds any weight higher than the next. I love all y'all scrubs the same way. And so I got to get us all back together because we are a family and a fraternity forever. And, while I appreciate seeing Enloe win, I guess we're kind of like, it feels like the Miami Dolphins that went undefeated. Every year you just sit back and crack open a bottle or something and say, yeah, we still the last ones to do it, baby.
Yes, man. Yes, sir.
It ain't a slight to no coach, so no, I don't want nobody to get upset, but it still feels good to be able to say only one other team had the record that we had.
Yes,
and
sir.
It makes it special. Even though they're going to the playoffs, and I'm proud that they're going to the playoffs.
Congratulations again. Yeah. My little brother happens to be a part of that team too, so we still got some room in there, man.
Yeah, so hopefully
somebody's still in there for us, man. We still got some room in there.
Shit together, so there
we go. That's what I told him too, man.
But it's definitely, it's a fraternity and it's a bond, and if anything like this happens or this tragedy goes on, such as this, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all all young, so anytime you pass, I don't care how you pass, what way you pass, it's going to be a tragedy because, in our mind, we want to see y'all get old. We don't want to see y'all pass. But, like I said, I want to thank every one of y'all who have wore that jersey underneath myself and Coach Kennedy and put in the work to be able to be where the program is at even to this day, because people don't know how much work it took just to get us out the hole.
I tell you, man, they don't understand, man. They just see the glitz and glamour.
Yeah, that's all they see, man. They have no idea what you guys went through to get where you guys are at. So I appreciate it. I'm gonna get up off of this thing, man, and get ready to get to the crib. Jaden, thank you for stopping in. And do me a favor, man. Don't be a stranger. I done told you to come past the crib. I know you're working like 50, 11 jobs, but
I got you, Coach. My word, I got you.
Stop past the crib and holler
at me.
I got you. And that goes for anybody that's watching.
I'm gonna slow up. I get over there by the end of this week coming up. I promise.
All right, man. That goes for any of y'all. Satterwhite, any of y'all that's around Raleigh that can get in the crib, come holler at me or tell me where y'all at. I'll come holler at y'all, man. Much love. I love y'all.
All right, Coach.
This time I'm out, man. Peace.
Right.